This is the best-selling Mercedes-Benz model in the UK.
It's like a mini S-Class. When it comes to comfort, it's hard to beat. And it has a dazzling array of the latest tech.
It is, of course, the Mercedes C-Class, which has just been updated. And yes, I know, it looks just like the old one.
But I guess when a car counts for 1 in 5 of your sales, and you've sold close to 10 million of them since it first went on sale, it's probably not a car you want to change too radically.
So they haven't. Well, that's unless you count the 6,500 components that have been changed, which accounts for pretty much half the car. So let's go and find them all, shall we? No, okay, let's not bother, because most of them are actually in places that you can't see. But before I tell you about what's new, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and do click on the little bell icon so you know when the latest video has landed.
The C-Class is up against it with cars like the new Jaguar XE, BMW 3 Series and of course the Audi A4 or Alfa Giulia all competing for the same buyers. Now if you look closely, very closely, you'll see that the C-Class gets new bumpers and slightly different lights, and the rather lovely diamond grille is now standard across the range.
But you know, that's about it for the looks department. In here, well, at first glance, it's not dramatically different either, but I don't think that's a bad thing because the interior is one of its best features. In fact, when it comes to premium interiors, both Mercedes and Volvo really do stand out at the moment. Although, having said that, I was impressed with the new BMW 3 Series, so why not check out my video of that? And the new Jaguar XE has a much improved interior as well, so watch out for our video of that, which will be coming soon. But now, back to the car in hand, and yeah, there's a lot that we like in here. This is the top-of-the-range AMG trim, but even the entry-level model comes with plenty of standard kit, like heated front seats and a reversing camera. The layout of the interior looks great, with really elegant trims like this beautiful brown walnut. You can see that time and effort has gone into this interior, and it resembles a mini version of its big brother, the luxurious S-Class. I particularly like this new steering wheel, and don't get put off by this array of buttons and dials just here in the centre. They're really easy to use, and they actually work brilliantly when you're on the move. All models get a new 10.25-inch display screen, which is a big improvement over the old model. It has really sharp, clear graphics, and it's also in a fantastic position, so you don't need to take your eye line too far away to view it. There's also some really nice gimmicks on it, and my favourite has to be the lighting. There is a quite dazzling array of lights that you can choose from, one to suit every conceivable mood, which you'll no doubt play with for a week and then just forget about. We also really like the digital dials that you can customise. You can switch the right-hand dial between a large sat-nav display, a G-meter, detailed trip info, or a rev counter. And you also get the option of even more colour schemes. But what isn't great is that even on this AMG trim level, the seats may be comfortable and really hug you in, but they aren't fully electric. You've got to reach down here and manually adjust the seat forwards and backwards, which just seems a bit odd. Of course, there are no changes to the space on offer, and when it comes to interior space, it's still pretty good, although the sloping roof does impact on the headroom. But the boot is roughly the same size as the Audi A4 and the BMW 3 Series, although it's worth noting that only the mid-range Sport and AMG models get a split folding rear seat as standard. So let's talk engines, and you can choose from 3 diesels, 3 petrols and 2 AMG performance models. This is the C200. It gets an all-new engine with mild hybrid tech. Mild being the operative word there. It's a 1.5 litre petrol engine with some hybrid technology that adds a burst of around 13 horsepower to the 181 horsepower output. What does it feel like? Well, if you switch Drive Select to Eco mode, you'll notice the engine cutting out as you coast along or approach junctions to save on emissions. And you're also aware of the whining of the electrics as you pull off. But you are going to pay an awful lot more for it, and it isn't the most refined engine. In fact, when this car first arrived, I didn't check what engine was actually in it until I'd driven it for a day or so. And I just assumed that it was a diesel because it was so noisy and clattery around town. And of course, it's not. So if the whole point of this car, of the C-Class, is to be comfortable and to be refined, then I'm not sure that the C200 is actually the one that I go for.
Which one would we recommend? Well, we'd go for the C220D, which uses a recent 2-litre diesel engine, which is relatively quiet and quick off the mark, and perfectly suits this car if you're looking for a smooth motorway cruiser.
Now, the C-Class knows that comfort is its strong point, and yes, I know that comfortable isn't the most exciting adjective, but it really does sum this car up. If you want a fun car to drive, then you need to go for the BMW 3 Series or Batch's favourite, the Alfa Giulia, both of which are far more fun behind the wheel. You know, this is just an easygoing, confidence-inspiring, well-balanced car. Its main focus is getting you from A to B. Here's that word again, in comfort.
So, let's get back to those 6,500 new components, because a lot of them are taken up by technology, like a new system that detects if the car is crashed into or stolen while it's parked and can send an alert to your phone. If it's crashed into, then the parking sensors will record when and where the car was hit, and if you're likely to get in without seeing it, there'll be an alert waiting for you on the screen. Clever, eh? It can also drive semi-autonomously in certain situations by using a camera and radar-based system that first appeared in the S-Class. It gives you a glimpse into the self-driving future towards which we're all heading. So, how to sum up the updated Mercedes C-Class? Well, I'm going to come back to a word that I've used an awful lot in this review. It's comfortable. And it's a car that you can live with ease. If you like the look of the new C-Class, then do check out my video of the latest BMW 3 Series and Batch's film about the Alfa Giulia. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you know when the latest video has landed.